Today we have a question coming from Tina. Kindly help me in reconciling petty expenses. Thank you, Tina, for this question. It tells me about your business. It's a good question, Tina. Thank you. This comes as a follow-up question on the previous video about bank reconciliation, manual bank reconciliation. By me looking at such a question, it tells me that Tina, you're probably using manual accounting, you're probably using Excel, and you're probably dealing in so much petty cash or petty expenses. So, depending on the size of the firm and on the industry, because people who do a lot of sales who are always in the field have a lot of petty expenses. So, Tina, we're going to do about 6 steps. Yes, we are going to have what we call petty cash fund. Let's start by establishing or determining the petty cash fund. And this comes from knowing how much you need. Let's assume you do this per week, you replenish per week, how much you need, and what are the activities that take place. So the fixed fund amount is determined by what actually transpires. How frequent do you do certain things? Therefore, once you have this amount fixed, count the cash. Let's assume today is Monday and we are starting our petty cash process or expenses today. Let's count the cash we have so that we know whether we have to top up or we have what we actually planned for. Another step or step 3 would be to gather all the receipts. Gather receipts including postage, parking, transport, miscellaneous meals. Gather all these petty expenses receipts. After you gather all these receipts, the next step, which is step 4, is to verify balances. Now this is the problem to many of us who deal with petty cash or petty expenses, is you have to know the cash at hand and have the total amount of all the receipts. The sum of the two, cash at hand plus receipts, should equal to total petty cash fund amount. Remember, we started by fixing the petty cash amount. Let's say $200. So whatever you have at hand plus whatever the receipts are in total must be equal to our 200 we set prior. Now here is a problem. So many times you will have issues of undocumented cash that has been spent. We have missing receipts. We have things of counting errors. This is the stage you must confirm everything works out or aligns out or everything ties out. If it doesn't, we're going to take step 5, which is investigating the differences. Find out where the other variance is, where the differences are, what is even causing the difference. Did you issue out some money and you can't even recall? Is someone missing a receipt? And do we have counting errors? Can we count again? At that point, if you deal in a lot of petty expenses, I would ask for a peer review, a peer to help you out. For example, you may have an accountant or accounting clerk or a budgeting officer. I don't know, depending on how big the firm is and how the hierarchy is. But let's assume you are the accountant. I would ask you to ask the cashier or the budgeting officer or someone to help you with the counting. Someone, your subordinate or your junior. You count, you ask them to verify. So that peer-to-peer review or confirmation helps you to erase what we call counting errors. Then the final stage, which is step 6, is replenishing the cash. So let's assume we've used $150. Today is a Friday, and now we need more $50 to make it 200. So that, we have used 150, we only have 50. We need to top up another 150 for us to start a week with the same petty cash fixed amount. So that is the cycle we do with the petty cash. You keep doing that all the time. It's so tiresome. That's why at some stage I recommended a peer review, because counting might be another issue if it is too big, if it is so much. So by doing that, you'll be able to reconcile and verify your petty expenses. If the company is big or if the company is growing, that's when we can introduce you to, to software, to systems, because honestly speaking, any business that deals in petty cash simply communicates more hands-on work. tasks, because I know you have a lot to balance in the computer, in the system, and you also have a lot to balance manually. So that makes a lot of, takes a lot of time and makes work a little bit tedious, which shouldn't be. So Tina, kindly follow up with us with your question. Let us know whether you needed just a training, whether you needed just a video, or you needed us to take part in helping you in the process. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.